Yeah, just and a very. I think Gino's bang on right. I think that it's definitely a debate that needs to be had in relation to cannabis use, and particularly around young people. And I read that report myself during the week. Like Gino, I worked in our local addiction centre in Clondalkin, the Clondalkin Addiction Support Programme for numerous years. And what we've seen over the years with Clondalkin would be polydrug use. So we would have seen a lot of more entrenched people that would have been caught up in addiction, basically taking whatever was available, whether that be crack cocaine, whether that would be heroin, whether that would be tablets, wherever it might be, what's out in the street. We would have seen a lot of that. I changed jobs then and moved down to a part of Dublin 8, which I won't name because I don't want to stigmatise an area either. Gino was correct around that. And it was a new service. And all that was coming into the service when I was there was 16 to 24-year-old young males and a couple of young females coming into the service, all with problematic cannabis use. And it was more, it's weed and not the hash that was out years ago when I was growing up. And now, these are young people that would have got to the stage of problematic drug use. So what I was seeing down there was young people who would have stopped engaging with schools, stopped engaging with youth services that was mentioned earlier on. They had started engaging with some sort of criminality because of drug debts that would have been brought up. They would have got themselves into trouble with the guards. So it was basically all the things that we would have seen back in the 80s and early 90s when the heroin epidemic area was the same things that was affecting these young people. And it was it was an eye-opener for me. Because I wasn't expecting it, and I would have came from an area that would have had a lot of drug use over the years. But these are young people who would have, and these are a very small cohort of probably cannabis users that would have got to the problematic stage. So I think interventions need to come in place, and a lot of it is around education. It's not around preaching like Gina was saying. It's around education to help people stop to get from the recreational stage to the problematic stage. I think that's where the kind of intervention piece needs to be done. We worked on a programme down there, a reduce the use kind of programme. So if we were going in to tell a group of young people that they had to stop smoking cannabis tomorrow, you might as well be talking to a wall because you're not going to get any response. But if you can work in measures that they could see that would enable them to reduce the use, and also in tandem with that, as they were reducing their use in cannabis, they were bringing some benefits back in their life. So whether that's even just going for a walk, whether that's going to the gym, wherever it might be, engaging back in education. So they were replacing something that was causing them some adverse complications to something that was going to be beneficial. Another thing that we've seen as well around there, because there had been a specific treatment centre out in the Knoll that was set up in relation to cannabis use for young people as well. And they were inundated with people that were looking to access that. So there is that cohort of people that can be caught up in cannabis addiction. And it was mentioned as well, there is, I've done a lot of research on it, and I can send some of the stuff on in relation to you mentioned in yourselves, the brain not fully developing at the age of 25. There was a lot of research done in relation to sustained overuse of cannabis at a very young age can bring out some underlying psychosis that may not come out, or if it does come out, it wouldn't come out as acutely if cannabis wasn't a factor in it. So that was some of the issues that we have. I really do think that it's a debate that needs to be had, because I've seen it at first hand, I've worked on it at first hand, I've seen the problematic side of it, but I've also seen a lot of young people, I know a lot of young people around that would be engaging with and in recreational use that wouldn't get to the problematic stage, and I think that's the space that if you can work in there, I think that would help in relation to harm reduction. So that's my tuppence worth, and thanks for bringing that up, Gino.
Thanks.